Hello, my wonderful people. You're welcome back to my channel. Now, don't go away because we're about to watch more evidence that shows and prove that what Nigerians need now is this US intervention. Tinubu is not going to help us. But before you see this more evidence that I'm about to bring you, permit me to say this. I have every reason to believe some of this school of thought that have come out to say that Tinubu cannot solve the insecurity in Nigeria. And that, in fact, none of Nigerian leaders that will be able to solve this insecurity in Nigeria. First of all, number one, Shettima, the vice president of Nigeria. Initially, we remember he was accused of his affiliation with Boko Haram, who we saw in the picture dining with Boko Haram. Not only that, number two, we also saw in the video is online, is out there in the public domain, where Shettima hosted one of the most wanted Boko Haram, waiting they call the guy name Abina Bikaro, wanting in Sokoto. After the bomb blast of one church in Suleja, Shettima hosted him in his own house. Also, the Minister of Education, many years ago, when Shettima was still the governor of Borno State, wrote to Shettima and asked Shettima to close school, that they have intelligence that they are coming to adopt some children from the school. He was aware of it, but he refused to close school. That was what gave birth to Chibok girls today. So guys, who is fooling who? All these things are out there. Now we have Metawale, the former governor of Zamfara State, who the current governor of Zamfara State, Dauda, accused that he has documented proof, evidence that he was sponsoring Boko Haram. Yet, Tinubu made him the Minister of Defense for state. Let's not forget, Shettima is a Fulani. Then we have Robado, who is also a Fulani man. He's now also the advisor on security matter for Nigeria. So my people, who they fool who? With this one alone and some other things where they happen for this country, go make one really believe, say, yes, the Northerners are involved, in as much as they are coming out to deny it. So guys, I would like you to take a look at the video. But before then, I will also like you to subscribe to my channel if you have not, in order to get more updates concerning this and many other trending things. And I beg, also help us to like this video so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and also help us to share it so that those people where they thought say we no need US, may they say we get every reason where we need US, may they come intervene. Guys, more now watch this video, and I beg, watch this video to the end. This is not just propaganda. Majority of the people reacting inside this video I'm about to show you guys, majority of them are APC members, including Adams Oshomele. It shock you, make it never shock you. Just listen, and I beg, help me watch this video to the end, or yeah, make you drag your popcorn and sit tight as you listen to the video. Thank you and bye.
And Aswaju called me. He says, Hajia. I said, sir. He said, I respect your stance on not accepting the appointment. I said, yes, sir. Because I can't be a zombie. I just can't follow you because you said I should follow you. Let me know what you have for us up north. Because if I made a mistake on Buhari, with you, the truth is written on the horizon. So I have to know what you have for us. He said he's in London, that if I can, I should go over. He offered to buy me a ticket. I said, no, sir, I can afford a ticket. And then he said, can I get a hotel for you? I said, yes, that I will appreciate. I took the next Lufthansa to London. I saw him that same night, and we sat. And I said, sir, the reason why I'm not accepting your appointment is because I don't know what you have for us up north. Because in the north, every single person is either waiting to be killed or kidnapped. We can't go on like this. What is your blueprint for us? He told me
can't go on like this,
that he doesn't have anything for us. I said, you mean, sir, you don't have a blueprint? He said, I can't have a blueprint because if I have a blueprint, I'll be stepping on too many toes and they might even kill me. This was what he said.
We have a confession that the media has not given appropriate attention. Kawu Baraje Alhaji was a leading chieftain of the APC, and he has confessed that they imported the foreign mercenaries who have become bandits. He has confessed. How much more evidence do you need? He has confessed that they imported them for the elections. This is public. Why is the media not following up? Why are we not asking for accountability? So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. My name is Martin Tinubu. I said it. APC is the direct sponsor of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. Ask me for the evidence. Good. I just gave you confession of Kawu Baraje. That's number one. Number two, Miyetti Allah made a public statement that if you want peace in your state, don't call any meeting. Provide land for Fulanis in your state. Public statement. Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah is a collaborator with the ruling party. We had a report that the ruling party funded Miyetti Allah to the tune of 100 billion. I wasn't there when the payment was made, but that's in the public domain. We had an official report that the government of Nigeria was going to establish a radio station in collaboration with Miyetti Allah, where Fufude, the Fulani tribal dialect, will be the language of communication. Now, interestingly, you asked me for facts. We have it on the authority of the Ondo State government that the PRO of Miyetti Allah in Ondo State led the criminal suspect gang that killed Power Fashoranti's daughter. That is on the authority of the Ondo State government. And they have been arrested.
There is no question in my view, and I come from an area where you have, like you rightly said, sir, there is hardly any part of Nigeria where you don't have solid minerals, even in the south-south. But what I observe, whereas the federal government is ruthless with people who are doing illegal oil buckling, and they deploy JTF to deal with those involved in illegal buckling. When it comes to illegal mining of solid minerals, the federal government changes. It's like using different standards. And I'm very angry about that. Because if we have to fight, deploy army, even to kill, for anyone who is involved in illegal buckling of oil, and you deploy JTF, a combination of army, police, air force, everybody, why are we allowing illegal mining in many parts of the country that is going on? And they are being mined by retired generals, and we know them. Yes, we know them. Nobody can pretend doesn't know them. I did a letter to former President Buhari, because somebody I sent to go and conduct a primary somewhere reported back to me, a retired general of Northern Extraction, told me that, look, Adams, you are worried about the challenge of conducting primaries in Zamfara. The challenge you see is there is far more than that. And if it is not dealt with, Nigeria will not know peace in parts of the country. And this go all the way through the belt, all to Kaduna. And it up to, yeah, correct. And he told me that those involved in this illegal mining, they use choppers. They procure arms exactly the same way as our military were doing in the South-South. They give them arms. They use choppers to come and cut away the gold. And they take them out of this country and make billions of US dollars. And the federal government is not doing what it should be doing. I took this letter to the former president when I was national chairman of APC. And I said, call the general to give you more brief. In fact, what is happening, or what subsequently happened in that part of the country, was exactly what the general told me was going to happen. Because these guys have been weaponized by the illegal big men who deploy them, secure territories, and the weapon is meant to protect the Chinese and other foreigners who they actually employ to carry out the mining. And on occasion, they use the same weapon to carry out banditry, kidnapping, and all of the terrible things that are going on. Chief of Committee Chairman of Defense Staff, tell the defense I said so. But yeah, that some retired military officers, army officers are involved in it. The day we can't tell the truth, this country cannot flourish. We can't change our, when it affects our people, we are at our best. We talk strong. Some other people appear to be above the law. That is what is going on with solid mineral. It is not that we don't know where it is. We have a whole survey of where we have what across the length and breadth of Nigeria. We also know, everybody complaining about certain people from certain nationalities. How they got here, even as we are talking now, they are doing those illegal mining. And those guys are getting richer when Nigeria State is getting poorer. But we carry the consequences of banditry, kidnapping, and that which this on illegal armed men, which they equip. Sir, who can afford to buy a chopper to land in an illegal mining site, cut away gold, return to Sediti, and then on the way to airport, bam, take them out of the country? This is happening. So I agree with you, but my position is that we shouldn't, as senators, be lamenting. As senators, we should fix the problem. We should tell the executive, you must deploy exactly the same force that you deploy against illegal oil bunkering. That same force should be deployed to deal with criminals who are money. When I say criminal, it can be a retired general, it can be a retired permanent secretary, it can be a retired trade unionist or a retired labor leader. Whoever is involved, they should be dealt with. Let Nigeria see that we are not condoning this. We are not lamenting what is going on. When you have a country of people who are above the law because they are supposed to have served the country and they have retired and now they become the real barons. So I agree with you that the solid sector, and I'm happy with the word made by Baba that oil was discovered by accident.
Right now, given our present state, the crime rate in Nigeria is less than the crime rate in the United States of America. With all of the budget, the strongest economy and the strongest force in the world. Is a matter of context. You don't hear that in their news. So
the problem in Nigeria is the lack of statistical data.
Right.
But if you go and talk to ordinary people, and when we talk about the level of crime, it's crime on. It's not necessarily armed crime or somebody hacking your head off.
All of them are subject to prosecution in the court of law.
It is intimidation. It is every kind of. For you to even sit there, it suggests that you're still not sensitive to what many people in the international community are saying. That what the Nigerian people are going through and have been going through at the hands of their government is completely and utterly unacceptable. And it is time for you to wake up and do something about it. That's the point they're making.
Let me say in a clear language,
Nigeria
is a sovereign state. It cannot be cowed or bullied into impression of
but the Nigerian people have had enough of what you're doing.
Let me also talk. Are you talking for them?
Go ahead.
You are not talking for them. You just said what they said. I have to react. That's the right
Go
thing.
ahead.
Try hearing. We have our opinion about them. You see, gone are those days where our own story is told by others. Context is key in everything. We know the problems we are combating and we are faced up and we are working towards. But that is not to suggest as if we are an isolated country in this side of heaven that has a peculiar problem that they don't have. The United States of America has even the problem of understanding what democracy is. The other day, was it a 2 million march that they said no king? Is that not a democratic country? I told you about the crime rate in America. Do you know the system? The government was shut down. Our government is not even shut down. You see, this continuous vituperations and repetition of word around corruption, bad governance, bribery, and the rest that they talk about. Which part of the world they don't have that?
Well, actually,
which part of the world they don't have this?
Actually, Daniel, I am simply articulating the very same things that you were talking about sitting in that
Right.
seat literally a year and a half ago. But let me move on.
It doesn't matter.
Let me
Let's
move
not
on.
distract
No.
and digress from the fact.
Let me move
you
on
give
from
the
that.
impression as if America is one holier than thou country, United Kingdom one holier, Canada. You mentioned them about their opinion.
No.
We have our opinion about them too.
Nigerians.
We are focused on our problems.
Nigerians are concerned about what is going
Then
on
talk
in
to
their
me
own
about
country.
Nigerians and not America, Canada,
So let
and
me
these
ask
other
you
ones.
this. We are not seeing any direct attempt, because you're making out as though your real big focus is on Nigerian and the Nigerian people and alleviating their problems.
Right.
We're not seeing any attempt by the president to reach out to Nigerians at this moment. There have been very loud, increasingly strident calls for President Tinubu to address the nation about all this, and many people say they're shocked that Mr. Tinubu has still not spoken to Nigerians as a leader talking to the people he leads. Why hasn't he done so? I'm not talking about his aides. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the president. Why hasn't he deemed it necessary to talk to Nigerians about this huge quarrel that's broken out with the Americans at a time when many Nigerians are afraid and worried that things could get worse? Why not?
Well, I want to assume that the Nigerians you are referring to are Nigerians that need more education about communication.
I don't understand what you're talking. I asked you a straightforward question. You're not answering.
What is the straightforward question?
The straightforward question is, why hasn't the president,
So if
up
the
till
president
now, addressed his people
Right.
at a time of incredible crisis?
And if the president speaks to the Nigerian people through tweets, is that not a communication?
Please. Let me borrow the words of the
If
former...
the president tweets, is that not a communication?
Let me
if
borrow...
the president issues a statement, is that not a communication?
No, he needs to address the Nigerian people.
Where?
Let me... On television, on radio,
Now,
where they can watch him and hear him and look at him and hear what he has to say.
When the president received envoy and was speaking about what Nigeria is doing and the commitment of Nigeria, which is covered by TV and reported by radio, is that not a means of communication?
Let me borrow the words of the former special advisor to the Tinubu presidency on political matters, Hakeem Baba Ahmed, a member of your government, who resigned in frustration. His question was, what does it take to get President Tinubu to address the country? Is he not a leader that's elected by the people? Isn't that what leaders do? If not now, when? That's a straightforward question.
Okay. You say you want him to address Nigeria through TV.